All right, before we begin our final marble, which is this one that I started drawing, I did a little bit of practice here just to make sure that my colors were going to be correct. So if you wanted to practice, you don't have to draw a whole marble, but you could do some sketching on the back or on a scratch sheet just to make sure that you're using the correct colors and you're going to blend properly because erasing can be kind of problematic sometimes. So what you need to make sure you have is you're going to have all 12 of your Prisma sets, and you need to have your pencil sharpener because this needs to be very well sharpened. I owe a lot of this blending to the pencil sharpener because it's made my pencils nice and pointed so that I can get these colors that I want. So right now I'm just color experimenting, so I want to show you how to color match before we actually start shading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my red, and I already have this nice base layer here, and we want a red-orange. So as long as your pencil is very sharpened, you should be moving very slowly, pencil just barely gliding on the paper. There's not very much pressure that I'm applying. This is very, very light, right over that base layer. Now we can burnish with a little bit of white on top to lighten it up a little bit, but we're gonna put this base red in first because it's not a red, it's not an orange, it's a red-orange, okay? So again, look how sharpened the tip of this pencil is. In order to go in and blend and mix and create that whole new color, you have to have very sharpened tip of your pencil. So for this particular marble, just want to make sure I get these colors right, okay? So I did put a little tiny bit of Tuscan red right there for that one dark spot. So the lighting is a little bit off, but you can see. So I'm going to continue blending my orange, tiny, tiny meticulous circles. So you want to avoid building up your wax layer that's super heavy. And what I see in a lot of instances with blending these colors is that students take their pencils and y'all are just kind of scribbling and coloring, but we have to get out of that scribbling and coloring mindset. And this is a very tiny, tiny object, so you want to do tiny, tiny meticulous shading. Okay, same with the blue. What I did was I took my true blue and my blue violet, and I used a little bit of white to go in and make this look a little bit lighter in here. And there was a little bit of, if you look at this picture, this is very violet in here, but I didn't want to use my violet. So just tiny, tiny, tiny circles, slowly working your way up to getting that color, okay? So we're going to talk about how to get these background, these dull colors. You can use different grays, but those come separate. You can use your black, your brown, maybe even a little bit of your light green. So I'll show you how to get those in the next video. But for right now, color. So for the yellow, even though I put a thick base layer on my original drawing, I had to add even more white to make that yellow brighter because yellow is a very weak pigment. So that's where we're at with that. So I just wanted to show you how to blend in small tiny circles there, and we'll do part 3 in a minute.